the part after the auction. What happened? What's good? Investigate the exaltists. Also, let me double check all the volume stuff works. I moved my microphone around a little. If it's weird, well, that could explain that. Anyway, hope it's fine. At least everything's picking up. You know how it goes, sometimes you record and it doesn't record your audio. Things happen. Often prayers to all the aspiring streamers so that doesn't happen to you. Alrighty, what's good? We should definitely find Ruyen and get more information first. I'll go investigate at PubSec. I'll leave it to you then. Come back soon. I'll gather some information on the internet. Yes, immersive storytelling. I'm down for that. Sorry, Brother Hart, you're not part of this one. You do the Google search. Even though you got Fairy to do that, I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh, why hello there. Everyone's favorite booby lady, Pog. Anyway, about Bringer, how is it going with that guy? You saw the news, I'm sure. The commissioner closed the case, citing personal misconduct. I already found it strange and wanted to investigate further. But there's been a lot of obstacles. It's as if there's a hidden force that doesn't want me to get involved in this matter any further. Sounds suspicious. Yes, but it could also be my sensitive position. As far as I know, after the case was closed, the items left behind by Inspector Bringer were all sent to Hollow Special Operations for processing. However, these items have already been screened within the Bureau, and there's nothing suspicious about them. If you're still worried, you can also go there later and ask. Also, my colleagues at PubSec. Most of us have worked with Inspector Bringer to some extent, so they might know something. I would love to investigate with you, but I've been busy lately. There's an organ trafficking case recently, and some other odd missing persons cases as well. No worries, I'll investigate on my own first. Alright, just let me know if you have any questions. Alrighty. That was my serious police dude voice. Unfortunate she a girl, oh well. Somebody with a more girl voice can do the serious police girl voice, you know what I mean? Anyway. Bringer, not an inspector anymore, I see. I'm not familiar with him, but I did help organize the things he left behind. Looking at it now, I guess they can be considered his estate. Anything special about him? Special? No, just very ordinary things. However, I heard from other colleagues that Bringer had a notebook he never parted with. But I can't find this notebook in his belongings. It's probably lost somewhere. Anyway, everything has been sent to Hollow Special Operations. I think it was Section 6. The one with all the girls like Miyabi and Yanagi. And that pudding gremlin. Maybe it's because the higher-ups suspect there's a mole in PubSec. Hey there. Whether public security offer. Is there a problem, citizen? Do you know about Bringer? About Bringer? Wait, you're not a reporter, are you? Of course not. I'm just a curious citizen. Oh, good. Bosses told us not to talk about Bringer. Probably worried about reporters being careless with what they write. I really don't know why he turned out this way. He used to be a good person. Many years ago, after he came out of a hollow, his entire personality shifted. I thought it was because he was injured in the hollow or had witnessed something terrible. But that operation was very successful. He rescued many citizens from the Hollow and emerged completely unscathed. How strange. Do you have any other information? Oh man, he probably experimented with turning into a Hollow or something crazy like they did later with him, right? Anyway. Oh, I remember now. Seems like Bringer's had memory issues for a long time, always forgetting stuff. Ah yeah, that secret organization might have messed with him and did all kinds of things. Human experiments. Ooh. Back then, we even suggested he keep a diary or something, though I'm not sure if he ever listened to us. I don't know anything more than that. Alrighty, hey there, security boo. Ne. Did you know, Bringer? Ne. Enna en un. Enne en nu. En nu ne. Enne en nu ne. En nu ne en ne. Alrighty. You get to read what they say, and I get to read what they sound like. Anyway, wait, what? Anyway, we're doing the things. That's good enough. We go for HSO now. Yes. With Miyabi and all. Exactly. That's what I was thinking all along. Ever since they mentioned that. I'm so impatient.
Today's training.
You're here. How does he talk? You're here. You're here works. Yeah, whatever. Julian has already told me about the current situation. And we have already found all of Bringer's belongings. Nothing unusual so far. I heard he had a notebook. As well as tape recordings. There are indeed a few tapes. They're all here. Our colleagues have already listened to these tapes. They're just routine meeting minutes and similar recordings. Nothing out of the ordinary. After carefully inspecting the tapes, you find one that feels different from the rest. Seems a bit heavier. Do you need to play these tapes again? There shouldn't be any need for that. These recordings have already been reviewed by both Hollow's Special Operations and PubSec, so there shouldn't be any issue. There's one that's heavier than the others. Indeed, the weight of this tape is different from the others. Let's take a closer look. Wait a minute, that's not what I meant to do, but sure. Just push a couple of buttons. There it is. After carefully examining the special tape recording, you discover that there seems to be an encrypted message within. I see. This must be the reason for its weight. But how can we decrypt it? I can try to crack it. And we leave it to you. Minigame. Sure. I just focus on a point on the ring to do this one. Personally. On the outer ring. Wow, they really didn't go hard on the difficulty here. You did it, as expected. Wait, that girl exists too? What does she talk like? She's like a very serious office lady. Looks like there's new content that can be played on the tape now. That's it. Why is Harumasa here too? Fucking hell, there's like 5-6 characters here. Too many characters. Interesting. I didn't know secret information could be hidden this way. What secret? Sokaku wants pudding! Julian, are you nervous? I don't know, but I have a bad feeling about this. After all, he put so much effort into hiding it. There might really be an answer inside. But we listen to it later. Let's listen to it now. Yeah, you're right. No matter what, I have to face the truth.
All right, let's get started.
See, she sounds so serious. Anyway, the cassette that Bringer left behind starts playing. Yup.
Probably not getting out of this hollow, but at least this tape recorder still works. Let's say these are my last words. I gave away my anti-corruption equipment to save those civilians, so I'm not in good shape. Unfortunately, we came up against a horde of ethereals right after that. I rushed over to fight them off and tried to save the civilians, but in the thick of all the fighting, I turned back and realized that I was somehow alone. Nobody was behind me. Luckily, I managed to defeat the ethereals, but the wounds and corruption I sustained in doing so should be fatal. I don't mean to cast the blame at all here, and if any of my colleagues ever pick up this cassette, I hope that nobody is ever held accountable. It's just human nature. It's normal. I just have a few regrets. Oh, what's that over there?
You hear a long, raspy, and creepy noise.
I've seen a miracle, yes.
A miracle.
Right. So long as humanity is in constant conflict against the Hollows, we'll never be able to grasp true power. Only by embracing everything. It's the only way. Only by embracing this power can everyone survive. Oh,
Alrighty.
please, grant me this.
The room is left in complete silence as the cassette finishes playing. Julien in particular looks crestfallen. Are you okay, Julien?
Are you okay, Jiyuan? Don't be so sad.
Thanks. I'm okay. It's just, even though we had our suspicions, now that everything is out in the open, I can't help but feel a little, well, at least now I know the reason why he changed.
What did Bringer see during the recording? Whatever it was, he called it a miracle.
A miracle!
I saw the mission report from that incident. Bringer emerged from the hollow unscathed, completely free from injury or corruption.
Like the Sanctus Medicus dudes from Honkai Star Rail.
Plus, I remember him rescuing a few civilians and walking out of the hollow together with them.
But if that's the case, then it's at odds with the audio we heard. Which one is the true version?
But they're both true, what do you mean? There's no incoherence.
It's possible that both are true.
Yeah, they'll tell him how to
Bringer
muscle.
actually met a real god that completely healed his body and helped him save the others.
And that's why his mood changed so much. Why he started believing the Exaltists. Because he witnessed a miracle.
That sounds like a reasonable speculation at this point.
True.
But it still exceeds the limits of what we know.
That is also
In any
fair.
case, it's a clue that ultimately points to the Exaltists. I'll keep pulling this thread and see where it leads.
Sure. I never expected the investigation to lead to this. And what exactly are the Exaltists plotting? Regardless, time to head back to the video store and rest a bit. Then I'll think about the next steps. Wait a minute, is this where the story's over? Is that it? Oh man, they leave us with a cliffhanger, maybe not.
I'm waiting for you for quite some time.
Yo, Vivian, Pog.
We meet again, Master Proxy. I imagine you've already managed to gain some info from the conspirators.
Why is she doing ASMR? I don't mind, but I heard people be like complaining anyway.
About some people who wish to use sacrifice to launch an attack on New Eridu.
You know about that? I only just heard about that.
How do you even know about that? I only just found out myself.
I didn't even know myself, actually.
As I've been watching you this entire time, I know many things. But unlike those hypocrites, I'm willing to share info with you to show my sincere hopes of working together. I need to find Bringer's belongings.
Bring us belongings?
Bringer's belongings. Did he even leave anything behind?
Oh, he did. I have complete confidence in my intelligence network. All the more reason for you to work with me. You've probably already guessed, but what Bringer left behind will be crucial for cracking the alleged sacrifice attack. Find it, and we'll finally know what they are after.
Reminds me there is a new boss fight. I wonder if that's in the story, so no cliffhanger just yet. Would be nice.
Who do you mean by they?
The Exaltists, of course. They're always lurking whenever something related to sacrifice comes up. Actually, the Exaltists and I, we have a bit of shared history. But no more than that until you officially agree to work with me.
Fine.
Alright, I agree then.
Splendid. I like
Got
people
me by
who
the
know
curiosity, sheesh.
By the way, might I ask, you're not proficient at in-hollow combat, are you?
I'm a proxy after all.
Well, that's not really what proxies do.
As I expected. Not to worry. You're an invaluable proxy. All I require is for you to guide me. I mean, not even my darling Lord Phaethon can fight in the hollows.
What did you just say?
What did you just say? Your darling Lord Phaethon?
That's right. The best proxy in all of New Eridil. Lord Phaethon.
Oh, what?
Don't tell me you don't like him.
Isn't that me? What? It's not that I don't like him.
It's not that I don't like him. It's just, it's a little complicated.
Well, if it's not that you don't like him, then that means you do like him, right? And I know exactly how you feel. My love for Lord Phaethon is really complicated too.
We have a fangirl, Pog, I guess. Maybe not so Pog.
You're a fan of Lord Phaethon too. But that makes sense. All of New Eridu ought to be fans of Lord Phaethon.
I don't know. No, I'm not.
Put this. I'm not really a fan of Phaethon.
I get it. You're ashamed. Because you love him so much. I went through a phase like that once.
Is she confessing to us?
Admit your love. Relax. I'm with you as you make your journey, fellow fan.
Alrighty, after inexplicably joining Vivian's informal fan club, you listen to her go on about her love of Lord Phaethon for nearly an hour.
Oh my. Once I start talking about Lord Phaethon, I just can't help myself. Look at the time. I suppose that's all for today then.
I was so caught up chatting with a fellow fan that I almost forgot why I'm here. I found out where the I can't talk like that. I found out where the remainder of Bringer's belongings ended up. They should be hidden in a hollow in the outer ring. I'll need to make some preparations. Let's meet up in Blazewood later. Don't worry, I'll protect you, Proxy. I won't let you get hurt. Speaking of, how did you know we were proxies? Because, I gathered the information from my intelligence network, of course. I may look like this, but I've got a pretty impressive job, and I know many secrets. Since we've agreed to work together, what's the deal with you and the Exaltists? I must foil the Exaltist schemes. Or whatever they are planning, I'll stop them. This time, I absolutely cannot. Look, just think of it as my personal beef with the Exaltists. Whatever the case, we're on the same side here. It's getting late. I need to go back and make some preparations. See you in Blazewood. Vivian leaves in a hurry. She seems rather reluctant to discuss her relationship with the Exaltists in detail. Alrighty.
Well, are you sure you want to head straight into the hollow? Maybe we can use the old method and connect to ears instead. That would be the safer option. But if we connect to ears, Vivian might recognize us. After all, she's our friend.
Let's just go in.
If you insist, Belle. Alright then. But if anything happens, make sure you stay safe. Even though we can't stay in touch at any time, I still worry.
I'll get myself out if anything happens.
Good. If anything happens, I'll go get backup for you immediately. Alright, let's take a break for now and wait for Vivian to contact us.
After some time, a message from Vivian arrives. Time to head to Blazewood and meet her. I heard they're cooking with this story. Oh man, there's Anby. What happened? Why you look so different? What happened?
Proxy.
And who's this?
I didn't expect to run into you here.
What is going on? Who are you guys?
What are you doing here? And is that a new look I see, Anby? I'm here to investigate that incident.
You recall the incident you experienced with Anby and Trigger. Wait, with Trigger? What? I don't think I have met Trigger before, or have I? I don't know. You might have helped from the back end somehow. The relevant details have been recorded as tapes and logged in the video archive. Oh, we have to do the character quest sometime. I see how it is. Well, probably not streaming that one, but I'll get around to it sometime too. Anyway, if you have time, you should go and refresh your memories with them. Yeah, I know, right?
I've recently dug up some clues about the person behind the operation, but my key contact is ultra cautious and keeps demanding me to prove my identity.
Oh man, they want your ID or whatnot. Oof.
So, to gain her trust, I decided to meet her dressed like this, now that everything is completely finished. This uniform doesn't really represent anything in particular. For me, it's just another outfit now.
Nice.
We all have to move on someday.
Can regular Anby get the outfit of Sanby and vice versa now? That would be interesting.
I'm helping her. I want to make sure whoever's behind all this is caught.
Why not? Had a little confusion. You could have Sanby twice on your team, right? I kind of like the idea actually. It's like you just change your fighting style without changing the outfit, right? It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they should make that optional. It sounds dumb at first when you don't think about it, but it really makes sense that you can have the same outfit on both of your Ambys, right? You're right, if you want to have them both on the same team, that would be kind of cool, like, again, fighting style change.
Ah, and who's this young lady?
Her name is Vivian. She's my friend.
Her name's Vivian. She's my friend. We're here investigating a few things ourselves.
Anby, one of the Cunning Hair's most powerful members. And Trigger, an Opal Squad sniper. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
You know us?
Looks like someone's done our homework. Is it because of the proxy?
You two are practically celebrities. And because of my work, I've got loads of info when it comes to anyone with a name around New Eridu.
I see. Seems you're handling your work well.
Let's prepare to enter the Hollow. Unless you have any further questions, we'll be taking our leave now.
You're going into a hollow? Proxy, you plan on going in like that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I've recovered quite a bit lately, so I don't need any protective equipment in the hollows.
You shoot a wink at Anby and Trigger, who both notice your signal and don't ask any more questions. Right at that moment, a rather familiar-looking lady appears.
Huh. Aren't you that lady from before at the auction?
Hello. I didn't expect to see you again, young lady.
What? What is happening?
Vivian, are you alright? You look depressed. What's wrong, Vivian? Are you feeling okay?
It's nothing. I just drifted off for a moment. So then, what are you doing here?
Don't worry. I'm not here to scam you. I'm waiting to meet someone.
Don't tell me. You're my contact for intel?
That's me. Anby from Silver Squad, I presume? Pleasure to meet. All right. I'm going to exchange some information with Miss Anby here. So if you'll excuse me.
You stop to the side, and what's up with Vivian? Let's find out. You aren't looking so good.
You're not looking so good. Everything okay?
I can tell you later, but...
Can she read minds? What's going on?
Okay, that's all the information I got. In return, I want you to do something for me. Take me into the hollow. I left something very valuable inside.
Seeing as we were just about to go in ourselves, why not join us?
It's fine by me. But didn't you say you were investigating something?
It's fine. There's no rush. Right, Master Proxy.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. There really is no rush. Sure, let's all go together.
It'll be safer with more people, and we'll find her missing item more quickly.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Down we go. Down we go. Vivian. Thought you didn't really like her. Proxy, do you believe in fate? Oh, I believe what you said before about the chosen one. What is that? I'll just go. I don't. I see. That sounds just like something you would say. Proxy, I actually... No, it's nothing. Let's hurry and head into the hollow. Okay. I heard you wanna stack those things and then do the tapping 3 times. And Trigger should just play herself, right?
What is it that you all plan to do here?
Alright, she should just play herself. Also, Anby dodges are good.
For something too. Something extremely important. New Eritu's future may well depend on it.
And you can't really do the triggers if it's like this.
Increase firepower.
They really want to show off their new characters. Do I see this right?
Now it's my turn to ask questions. What exactly is it that you're investigating?
Since you're familiar with the name Silver, then you should know that it shouldn't exist anymore.
He died too fast! What is this nonsense?
What I'm investigating has something to do with it.
Time to pin them. This bullet will reach its mark.
Quite over.
Quick shot.
I see. That's how you do it.
Sound strategy.
The target's weary. Time to pin them down.
Let's use that fissure to head to the next
Okay.
location.
Feels pretty snappy.
This is the place.
I thought Face is the
What
place.
is it that you're looking for?
Play Hearthstone. From like 5 years ago. Pog, anyway. As a mork. So what is it that you're looking for?
Ring. I was excavating ether here before and accidentally lost it somewhere. Please, could you all help me find it? It has to be somewhere among all this stuff here.
Sure, I'll start looking.
I'll go with you.
I'll stay here with her.
Thanks, but you don't have to worry about me. Go ahead and accompany the others. I know it might sound strange. I'll be so happy if my daughter grows up to be capable like you.
What's up with these two?
Do you remember the legendary artist mentioned by the host during the previous auction? Unrecognized during his lifetime, his works were discovered by art collectors after his death and became hugely popular. Oh wait, that's not the girl, that's the other girl. Why is she telling us that?
Sounds like quite a nice story, right? In reality, these art collectors are to blame for his death. These pompous big shots discovered his talent and even wanted him to craft forgeries of famous works. But now we have ChatGPT and all the AI to do that, and it's not even very interesting anyway. Someone as proud as him would never agree to such a thing. Not only did he refuse, he also wanted to expose their schemes. And some days later, he suddenly took his own life, quote unquote. I knew him. He would never do something like that. These big shots silenced him.
How do you know all of this?
Because that legendary artist... because that legendary artist was my husband, Mira's father.
Dun dun dun, my condolences. Condolences.
Thank you, but I might not need it anymore.
So, who exactly are these big shots you're talking about?
Given the circumstances, it's fine to tell you. It's the Ravenlock family. The matter is I just discussed that Miss Anby is also related to them.
And the collectible you asked me to bid on earlier, I should probably return it to you.
Don't worry about that.
But isn't it your husband's final work?
It's fine. Our bond doesn't need to be anchored to any object. And I don't need those works to remember him. It's much better if off in your hands than someone like Hartman's.
Roxy, may I speak with Miss Sienna alone for a moment?
Of course.
Vivian and Sienna step aside and discuss something in private.
Alright.
Regarding the matter of finding the ring, I'm entrusting it to you. My wedding ring. I would be extremely, extremely grateful to you. Alrighty, let's go. Ooh, oh, there's this thing over there. Is there more things elsewhere? Oh, this item's sus. Let's go. What's good with it? You find some food left in the hollow for unknown reasons. Clearly, there's no sign of the ring Sienna is looking for among these items. Roxy, if you're hungry, I've brought some food with me. Thanks, I'm not hungry. Okay, you can't eat those, even if you're starving.
There's leftover food here. I don't want to imagine what's inside the bag.
Neither do I.
Well, let's go here first. You find a plush toy. After squeezing and kneading it thoroughly, you realize it doesn't have what you're looking for. No one would hide a ring inside the stuffing of a plush toy, right? Don't worry, there's nothing inside. I've already gone through it.
A toy that seems emotionally stable. There shouldn't be a ring hidden in it.
It's pretty cute.
Wait. Oh, over there. Sus item. You find a lunchbox. After bracing yourself, you crack it open and peek inside. Whether lucky or unlucky, the box is empty. No one would put a ring in a lunchbox. It would spoil the taste. Is that the main concern?
It's a fancy lunchbox?
I wonder if its owner is safe and sound.
So where's that chest? Over here. Pog. You find some scattered scattered oil barrels. After careful searching, you find nothing resembling the ring inside them. Does Sienna actually want to find the so-called ring? What do you mean? She said she's looking for the wedding ring, but she also said she doesn't need any objects to remember her husband. We've been searching here for so long and found nothing at all. Maybe the ring never existed in the first place. It was just an excuse. Let's go back.
What's wrong, Vivian? You seemed worried for a while now.
Get behind me! Recalibrating.
I'm worried about Sienna. The location should still be safe. I'm on it.
I hope so.
Alrighty. This is different. Sienna! What happened? By the time we returned, did she knock herself out? How? Discover Sienna with her eyes closed peacefully. Okay.
Her vital signs are gone.
What?
What happened?
I guess this was her final scam.
Whoa. That's dark.
There's one thing I must remind you. Your time is running out.
I'm not sure how you can tell, but you're right. I'm going to die in here. That's my plan.
Oof.
I'm very sick and don't have much longer. If I try to get treatment, it'll just be a burden on my daughter. So I scam my way through a bunch of physical exams and managed to take out a hollow corruption policy through Ravenlock Insurance.
Whoa, you're trying to scam the insurance.
Once Some time has passed. Could you please take my corrupted body out of the hollow? That will secure a generous compensation package for my daughter. It's only what the Ravenlocks owe me. A pity, yes. But it's the only way I can squeeze it out of them.
Oof.
What makes you think that will help you?
I just trust you will. I'm just awfully sorry you had to get involved in this. But it's something I must do. I have to leave something behind for my girl. I have to give her a chance at life, if it's okay. Could you also please pass a message to Mira for me? Tell her... Don't worry. Even if Mommy's body is corrupted, withers away, and turns to dust, my love for you will always be there. Thank you. You're a good kid.
After saying this, Vivian falls silent for a moment.
She was betting that we'd help her.
So we are her accomplices now, all of us.
So, you were aware of this the whole time?
Yes. Because I saw it.
Vivian falls silent for a moment, as if recalling the memory of back when she shed tears in front of Sienna.
You might not believe me, but I've had this ability to see the future since I was a little girl. But the things I see are always something bad. Plagues, deaths, disasters. That's all I've ever been able to see.
It's all that kid's fault!
She's seriously jinxed.
Seriously jinxed. Oh man.
I always try to avoid her.
Who says that?
Something rotten that ends up coming true again.
Prophecies, she says. Like she's not the one bringing the bad luck upon her.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What good is saying you're sorry? Things like this keep happening every time you open your mouth.
How unlucky.
She shouldn't be here. Nobody wants her around.
If only she would just disappear.
I just wanted to warn you all. I'm sorry.
After recounting the stories of her past, Vivian stays silent for a long time, as if struggling to break free from the shackles of those dark memories.
Every time. Every time it's the same. In the end, there's nothing I can change. Sometimes I even wonder whether it's me predicting these things, or if my very existence is manifesting these calamities.
That's rough. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. You were just trying to be kind and warn them about impending disasters.
I can tell it's never been easy for you.
Thank you. No matter what. I just hope she finally gets to rest in peace. I hope no misfortune, whether I foresee it or not, ever happens to anyone.
So, Miss Vivian, do you always cry when you have a prophecy? Yes, every time a prophecy appears, I can't help but shed tears. I used to wonder if I could just hold back my tears, then maybe those bad things wouldn't happen. But I just can't do it. No matter how hard I try, I just can't. You're being too hard on yourself. Eat a burger. A Billy burger. The original, with Billy Mays, pork. Get a big city's lighter station today. Vivian falls silent for a moment, seemingly unwilling to continue entertaining the big city's lighter station. Sienna said that the compensation from the Ravenlock family's hollow corruption insurance is enough to settle her daughter Mira for life. Though it's hard to imagine the notoriously stingy Heartman engaging in such a money-losing business. Maybe Tops demands it. Maybe he wants to improve his reputation. Yeah, I think so too. Actually, there have been rumors that the Ravenlock family had fallen out of favor with Tops for a while now. That's why they're becoming so desperate, afraid of being abandoned by the mighty Tops. Sienna is actually a skilled intelligence broker. Was. She retired from the business a while ago. I see. Now get your Billy Burger, and no wonder she was able to gather classified information. She said she tried many ways, but everything was useless against the untouchable Raven family. She still couldn't avenge her lover. What does Trigger like for food? I don't know. But I believe everything she did was meaningful. Same goes for you, Miss Vivian. Everyone, it seems there's arterials nearby. It's not safe to linger. Let's keep moving forward towards Billy Burgers for all. With the big city's lidar station, order right now.
The future can be changed.
Yes, you too can have a Billy Burger.
Remember, this has happened countless times already.
Man, I want Zanby now. Goodness. Need more Billy Burgers in my life. Metaphoric Billy Burgers, yeah.
Why can't I even have a sliver of happiness?
Ether vision activate. Right on cue. Move behind me. Leave it to me, Andy. Copy. Off balance.
The fissure that we're looking for is up ahead.
Alrighty. That's the one, the collectible we already got, I think, yeah. We probably missed like half the collectibles anyway. But it's fine. It happens.
Now you pay. Right over. I'll pierce right through. It's time. Dissolve.
I don't really attack a lot, so I can't generate the stacks so easily.
What you deserve. You're in my sight. It's time. Target locked. A perfect conduit.
Alrighty, but at least we got to use some of the
I think it's about time.
charged mark thing going on.
We should take that lady out of the hollow. You guys go on.
Thank you.
She gave us the intel we needed, so this is the least we can do. I hope everything else goes well.
Trigger and Anby leave.
Master Proxy, is there anything you'd like to know? You can just ask.
About your prophecies. Let's wait until you feel comfortable.
I'm curious about your story, Vivian. But we can talk more once you feel ready. Don't worry, I can wait.
You're the first person to ever say that to me.
I mean, it's not that interesting, right?
I'd be happy to
Predict
share my
misfortune? I mean...
These premonitions I see are not within my control, and they always come to me in a flash, like a flood of images in my mind. Most of the time, I see death, disease, accidents, and disasters. Of course, there are also some non-fatal mutilations, but every time, without exception, they end up happening. And I can never prevent or change them.
That's unlucky.
That's all I have to say about it. If that offends Master Proxy and you don't want to hang out with me anymore, then I can understand.
I don't mind. Just because you haven't changed the outcomes yet doesn't mean you can't change them at
I
all.
don't mind at all. That's just who you are, Vivian. I'd like to keep hanging out with you.
I've always considered this ability as a curse.
I'm not sure if it's a gift, but it's not a curse.
It's not a curse. If anything, I think you've been given a gift.
Thank you. Well, it's getting late. Bringer's belongings ought to be around here somewhere. Let's take a closer look.
Sure. Where's the freebies? Oh man, oh boy. If Zanby's sick weapon wasn't so good, I would be a lot more inclined to pull for her, honestly. And the vending machine. Bringer's belongings are probably stashed away in there. Why the vending machine? That's the intelligence I got. Maybe Bringer thought this was a good spot. Anyway, let's look around first. You search the vending machine up and down, but find nothing.
Looks like
nothing.
Here.
Ooh, another one of those. And sleep on the freebies. I knew it. There must be other vending machines nearby. There should be the one. Bringer's belongings. What could they be? You search the vending machine in front of you thoroughly. Still nothing.
Strange. There's nothing in here.
Roxy, I have a feeling. Bringer's belongings are definitely inside this vending machine in front of us. I believe you. Alright, I searched it thoroughly. You carefully search the vending machine and still find nothing. Just as you're about to give up, you kick the vending machine by accident. Where a drink would normally roll out, a worn-out notebook appears instead. Whoa, Master Proxy, so this is how it's done? Your leaks ahead of professional intelligence brokers. Truge. Hugo, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Bringer's notebook, old and worn. Seems to have a lot of locations of interest marked.
This is it. This notebook is what Bringer left behind, but I don't know what these markings on it mean.
You and Vivian flip through Bringer's notebook together, ignoring the surrounding danger for some time until the shriek of an ethereal suddenly rings out nearby. However, a moment later, a strange yet familiar figure materializes to block the ethereal, disposing of it with ease. Hi, Hugo.
Well, hello, Master Proxy. It's been a while. Oh, don't give me that scandalized look. I did just save your lives.
I would have protected the proxy even if you hadn't appeared.
I'm sure of it, but I happen to be in the area. Worry not, dear companion. I have complete confidence in your strength.
So you two know each other?
Hang on, did you say companion? So you two know each other.
Apologies. I didn't have a chance to mention it before. I'm actually part of the Phantom Thieves Syndicate, Mockingbird.
Oh, how did that happen?
That's right. I was only able to slip in during the auction thanks to some help from Vivian backstage.
So, the whole time, you were only bidding on the collection so you could get backstage and mess with things?
I warned you before. You can't rely on appearances.
True.
Don't worry, Master Proxy. We don't have any ulterior motives here. As you've probably heard, Mockingbird is a renowned Phantom Thieves syndicate in New Eridu that, despite its longevity, has managed to maintain the secrecy of its members' identities to this day.
Alright, your secrets are safe with me.
Disclosing our identities to you is essentially the highest sign of good faith that a Mockingbird Phantom Thief can show.
But Lycon said.
But Lycon said that you're very dangerous and we should be careful.
Then I imagine he's also told you about some of our past. And I'm sure you know that in a complex situation like ours, you shouldn't listen to either side over the other.
True.
Mockingbird's purpose is very simple, really. To form long-standing and cooperative relationships with outstanding proxies like yourself.
We need your abilities.
Before you make any decisions, please allow me to briefly explain the concept behind the Mockingbird Syndicate. We all know there isn't anything in this world that's fair. A prime example being the uneven distribution of wealth. People from tops splurge on luxurious collectibles, while the poor have to gamble with their own lives just to get by.
I am more concerned about who pays the academics, but sure.
Of course. Besides wealth, there's also an unequal distribution in this world of happiness and suffering, hope and despair, love and hate. It's all just so unfair.
Quite a lot of fluffies throwing our way, but sure.
Somebody has to do something to tilt the balance of the scales. And thus Mockingbird was born. We take from those who have far more than they deserve and give it to those who deserve to have more. If you ask me, that's enough to be considered a form of justice.
I disagree.
I don't really agree with this form of justice.
No matter. Words inherently come with limitations. I intend to let my actions do all the talking. However,
Alrighty.
aside from these philosophical considerations, we also have a crisis on our hands to deal with. As you know, the Exaltists are plotting to use the power of sacrifice to launch an attack on all of New Eridu.
Now that wouldn't be so good.
We can provide you with all the latest intel, just like that notebook you found. Something those pompous housekeepers would never be willing to do. And the most crucial part of this whole game, the sacrifice core, is currently in my possession. I think that makes this a highly competitive deal. We share the same goal for the moment, stopping the impending disaster from playing out.
Alrighty.
I need some time to think about it.
I mean, I never said we can't work together.
If you still have misgivings about our upcoming cooperation, then why don't you bring Lycon along with? He's got the support of the mayor's office behind him, and his presence alone is enough to keep me in check. That would put you more at ease, right?
Hey, it's not like I don't trust you, just... It's a question of objectives.
Of course, you're welcome to bring some other friends along, provided they aren't from public security or HSO.
I can't bring Tingy? Oh man. Sure, we can do that.
If you're willing to let my friends come
But no
along,
Tingy?
then you've got a deal.
Great. It's a deal.
It makes sense.
By the way, Proxy, this is for you.
Oh, why thank you. That's so fancy. And so nice of you.
A collectible gifted by Vivian. It looks like an expensive and exquisite piece of art, but it seems hollow inside. Might that mess with its value?
Consider it a souvenir commemorating our first time working together.
For now, we'll carefully look through the contents of that notebook. I'll contact you if anything comes up.
Sure, sounds good. Just what I was looking for. After leaving the hollow, Hugo and the others returned to the video store. Hey there. Since we're already at the video store, should we ask Master Proxy to recommend some films?
My apologies, everyone, but I need to take my leave and go take care of my plants and art gallery and cats and cowboys in the yard at Ram Ranch. Bye. So you actually own a gallery. I also need a convenient social identity for various reasons. The title of gallery owner works quite well.
Alright, I'll stay with Master Proxy for a bit longer. But Hugo, you've been oddly busy lately. You're not hiding something from me, are you?
Well, out in the yard at Ram Ranch.
Shortly before. Guy's tall.
Well, if it isn't our dear collector, Mr. Hugo. Long time no see. I assume you finished the task I asked you to do, yes? Done as promised. We promise we deliver. I've already found buyers for the goods you gave me. No shortage of big names among them. Of course, I have also recommended your gallery to them as instructed and spread the word about it in this circle. But getting rid of all this exquisite stuff so suddenly, you're not in trouble, are you? If you have funding issues, I'm also your guy. I've got friends who offer loan services. Thank you for your concern, but my cash flow is very healthy, and I have more than just you as my middleman. In essence, I'm just looking to boost my gallery's reputation in this scene. I see. Those rare pieces in your collection definitely caught a few eyes. I'm sure they're all looking forward to collaborating with you. Thank you for the kind words. Alright, it's getting late. I should head off now. See you next time. Now, time to find that guy. I remember him mentioning that he would dress up in something more presentable this time. Who's that? This guy's trying way too hard to look presentable. When the musician's third string breaks, a gatekeeper whispers to me, in which hand hides the coin for the underworld ferryman. The left hand holds death, the right hand holds death, having deception, but the raven has already flown away from the answer. Oh, I can't get over the embarrassment every time I say this. It's quite poetic, isn't it? The meeting with Hartman has been scheduled. He'll be waiting for you in that same private suit. Or should I say, waiting for Hugo, the renowned collector and gallery owner. Thanks, I know I could count on you. Still, I have to ask, you're not looking to make the Raven look your enemy, are you? And if I say I am? Not like I can stop you anyway. You've already caused a scene at the auction. That rope of heroes stunt. I can't believe you came up with that. Hartman's been on the move lately. That organ trafficking case from before is linked to him too. I also heard that they're dropping big money on some kind of drug research. The Ravenlocks have always been a bunch of cold-blooded bastards, doing all kinds of messed up things that make your blood boil, and swept everything under the rug with money and power, leaving the victims with no justice. But Hartman, he's the worst of the bunch. Rumor says that he personally took out the previous heir and clawed his way to the throne. I know, relax. I don't plan on clashing with him head on. You'd better not. I don't want to witness Mockingbird's folly of trying to crack a stone with an egg. I prefer to see it as more of a gambit. I could never win arguments against you anyway. Don't forget, the Ravenlock family's in bed with those exalted lunatics. Who knows what awful scheme they've been cooking up lately. In any case, as your old friend, I sincerely wish you all the best. Thank you. By the way, how's Lycon doing lately? I haven't seen him in a while. ... What? I know you two split up, but it's been years. Are you still not over it? Don't know. Don't care. If there's nothing else, I'll get going now. Alright, fine. Good luck. The students nearby seem
to be having an intense discussion. And you hear a familiar voice, name. So that Mockingbird Phantom Thieves Syndicate only looks flashy, but hasn't actually accomplished anything, right? Tops remained unshakable, and these big families are just a step away from getting total control. It's possible that even the mayor can't keep them in check. But does the mere existence of the Mockingbird serve as some kind of warning? Every time they release a crime warning letter, fear erupts amongst these evildoers. Really? But what can they actually change? In the end, it's probably just a game. To the big shots, Mockingbird is like a fly. Annoying, not deadly, so they just let it be. So what do you think should happen? If you ask me, you have to dismantle everything from within if you truly want change. Without power or influence, it's all futile. The first step should be accumulating resources by any means necessary, if possible join tops. After all, to establish a new order, the old one must be demolished, just like how creation requires destruction. What a silly dude. That sounds exactly like something a villain would say. True. If it's really possible to join tops, many would probably defect immediately. True. Who would turn down money? Time to go. Almost time to meet Hartman. Your invitation has been confirmed. Esteemed guest, would you like to enter the private suite now? Enter. What is this flashback? How long is this? How much time does this guy have in the day? Where does he get his extra hours from? You're the one who has business with Master Hartman? Correct. Master Hartman's time is extremely valuable, and he has graced you with this meeting amid his busy schedule. I sincerely hope you bring something substantial to the family. Worry not. I stand here precisely because I have enough leverage. You had better.
How about it? Will you work with me?
Not bad. Let me be honest with you. I have the sacrifice core that you're after. I am Mockingbird.
So it's you. I never thought you'd be so bold as to...
Relax, my friend. As you know, if I can sneak into such a heavily guarded auction, then naturally, I can just as easily slip away right now. I'm here with the sincere intention to seek cooperation. I can give you that sacrifice core.
Doesn't he want to blow up everything? What?
What do you want in return?
Wealth, glory, power. The things everyone else in the world wants, I want them too.
But if everything blows up, what you gonna do with that?
I'm confident that as the current heir to the Ravenlock family, those are all things you can give me.
Then you've certainly come to the right place. My family is working on a big project. If things come to fruition, Ravenlock's status in tops will significantly improve. At which point, I'll be sure to leave a spot for you. Naturally, as an outsider, you're precluded from handling any of our core business. But profits from the scraps alone will be enough to set you up for life.
Mr. Hartman, I think you've misunderstood me. I have no intention of joining the Ravenlock family. In fact, I have an art gallery under my name that does pretty well for itself. I was hoping you could recommend me for tops.
You want to join tops? That's easier said than done. Even for a family like ours, it would still require significant effort and...
Just answer me yes or no. I don't think either of us can afford to waste time.
I understand. Yes, you have my word. But in exchange, you'll have to give me the sacrifice core first.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't. I've already hidden it somewhere safe, a place nobody else but me knows. You don't want to put all your chips on the table when dealing with tops. I know that far too well.
Then that means I also need to keep an eye out when working with the infamous Mockingbird, right?
Mr. Hartman, I should remind you that I stand before you undisguised. Coming from a phantom thief who's never publicly revealed his identity, shouldn't that be sufficient assurance?
Man, they sure fight for every inch.
If I betray you, then you merely need to lift a finger to wipe me from the face of this world.
You do make a valid point there. In that case, you have a deal.
I appreciate your trust.
Why don't we celebrate our new partnership with a toast?
Hartman calls over the waiter and pours out 2 glasses of some expensive-looking deep crimson liquid. He lifts his glass and nods to Hugo before draining it in one gulp. Hugo flashes a smug grin as he follows suit and takes a gulp.
Having a drink before undertaking anything important is a family tradition. It's good luck.
As an outsider, it's a real honor.
By the way, you aren't the only member of your organization, are you? Shouldn't all your companions agree to this deal first?
True, but what about Vivian?
You don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure she agrees. Otherwise, I'll get rid of her too.
Seems you'll do whatever it takes to get things done. Great things lie ahead for someone like you. All right, let's leave it at that for today. I'll contact you about what to do next.
That's him! He's the one who killed Serena! She was the only one who was ever any good to him, right? That's how he repays her?
That's why they say once a mongrel, always a mongrel. Just look into his eyes.
Father! We have to punish him! Serena had been ranking ahead of him. Hugo must have poisoned her water so he could pass her.
Pure evil. Typical for an impure bloodline. He should have been kicked out ages ago.
Hugo, did you do all this?
Yes, it was me. I killed her.
He admitted it! Father, he must be expelled. He has no right to live under the same roof as us.
Why don't we reunite him with Serena then? Nobody would ever know.
Hugo, well done. My children, how many times have I told you before? In this world, only the most ruthless, cruel, and unscrupulous of people ever make it to the top. Like Hugo here, who was willing to murder his only true loved one without a second thought. Only someone with the means and the gumption to do that is qualified to be my heir.
Rough.
But I...
It's all over now, and the results are obvious. The winner of this month's assessment is Hugo. As for the rest of you, go to the usual place for the punishment you deserve.
But Father, before this, I was #1.
As I've told you before, there's only room for one winner in this family. You're still a loser, even if it's by the smallest margin. And there's no reason for a loser to exist. This is all for your own good. Do you understand? Go on now. Receive your punishment for the sake of the family.
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry.
Oof.
That really brought up some unpleasant memories. It won't be long. Soon, it'll all be over.
What is he planning on the other side after Hugo leaves? Roxy, you look like you have something to say. About the chosen one. Well, the truth is, we've always wanted the chance to work with you. Hugo said you're the best proxy he's ever met. The chosen proxy. In other words, chosen one. Fine, I believe you. By the way, are you free now? If you're not busy, would you mind taking a walk outside with me? Anywhere is fine. Well, where are we going? You arrive at Lumina Square with Vivian.
Thank you for escorting me here, Proxy.
What is this?
Today was quite eventful. You're a child that only brings misfortune.
Accompanying.
People have been saying that about me for a long time. I used to feel, why do I only predict suffering? If I could predict happy things, joyful things, would people like me a little more? Maybe fate truly is set in stone. Often, I want to help these people avoid their miserable fates.
Okay.
I even thought that I was successful, that I could change people's destiny.
Yeah, maybe do that.
But it was all an illusion. In the end, I couldn't do anything at all.
Yeah, but the long run is pretty long, so don't worry about it.
So, I was really happy when you said that my abilities weren't a curse, but a gift.
Alrighty. You are welcome.
I'm so glad to have met you. And you're also a fan of Lord Phaethon. It's like we were fated to meet.
True. It's like I really am Lord Phaethon.
I don't know why, but I feel completely at ease when I'm by your side. I feel like I'm free from judgment, from blame. Like, I don't need to worry about anything, and can just be my own true self.
Seems good.
Perhaps people really do possess an aura, and ours just so happen to be extremely compatible.
Alrighty. Seems good, as we already established.
You asked me before about Hugo. I don't really know much about him. He rarely ever talks about his past.
So she doesn't know him either.
But judging from his eye colors, you can guess he's probably the bastard son of a renowned family. I think his mother was very worried about his different colored eyes, and even wanted to get rid of him at one point. But then his family offered a huge price and bought him off his mother for some reason. And just like that, he moved from a leaky and drafty boarding room to a luxurious mansion. But he's also mentioned that the extravagant home is actually like hell for him. I think it's probably because the family treats him terribly. I digress. He ran away and ended up meeting Lycon, and after that, they formed Mockingbird together and experienced a rare period of happiness. Until Lycon's betrayal.
What's your take on Hugo?
So, what's your take on Hugo?
I imagine I would still be wandering around now if I had never met him. To me, Hugo is just like an older brother. I've always felt as though he's carrying some heavy burden with him. But that's a secret he's kept to himself. Something he'll never tell me. Sometimes when I look into his eyes, I can feel that he's really struggling with something. Even though he may say some extreme things, Hugo really isn't a bad person. I think one day he'll tell me his secret. Until then, I just have to wait and trust him.
This sounds strangely toxic, but alright. After chatting for a while, you say goodnight to Vivian. Getting late. Time to head back to the video store and get some proper rest. Alrighty.
Well, you come home late today?
Had a long chat with Vivian.
I see it's getting late, so let's call it a day. Once Vivian and the others get in touch, we'll have a lot to investigate.
True.
Well, Vivian has contacted us. She said she will be investigating the Hollow tomorrow. In addition to her, Hugo and Laika and Anby, whom we recommended before, will also join the operation. She'll explain the details when she comes to pick you up at the video store tomorrow. But are you still planning on heading straight into the Hollow like you did the last few times?
I'm used to it. Vivian and the others will protect me.
Alright. Well, so many friends around this time. There shouldn't be as much as a risk. I'll wait for you at home then, no matter what. Remember, safety first. Let's get some rest for now.
Alrighty, time to get some rest. Time to call it with this for now. I hope you enjoyed the episode where we get to meet Sandy and her buddy Trigger. That's what we just did. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and sub. And stay safe out there and get a hat for yourself. And good health is #1. Also, people are awesome if you set them up to be. Or delusional if you set them up to be delusional. Anyway,